Hello everyone, I'm going to show you now how to use a tool called TED-Ed. TED-Ed allows you to turn any video of your choice into a lesson, and this is very easy to use. You can also access the hundreds of thousands of lessons already created, and you can share them with your students at any time. This helps you to, of course, plan future courses. You don't have to constantly prepare the same lesson over and over again. You have everything saved online, so you can use it very easily. Now let's have a look at how to create one. First you click this button, create a lesson. Then you'll get this bar here. You have two options. One, you can enter a search term on TED-Ed itself, and it will try to find any video related to that name already on TED-Ed, which is brilliant. It gives you many options. For example, I want to teach conditionals, so I go to conditionals, and many videos appear. However, what I like to do is use videos that I like myself, I find entertaining, and especially, most importantly for language learning, ones that make my students laugh. So I'm going to take one of my favorite videos, which is the stoning Monty Python's Life of Brian, a great scene. All you have to do is copy the URL of the video at the top of the screen and then paste it into this search bar here. It will then find it here, and it will also find videos very similar to this or related to this somehow. Now this is the one I want, so I press this video. You can preview the video to make sure it's the one you want.
Son of Deuteronomy of Gath?
Well, say yes.
Yes. You have...
And then you press continue. It then opens onto another page. On this page here, this is actually where you customize the video, customize the questions, and etc. Decide whether to publish it, remove it, change the video, crop the video. Crop the video means you can change the amount of screen actually shown, which is very good. As you do this as well, it gives you guides here, which is very useful, and you can change the title. For example, I want to do English homework number 27, for example. Monty Python. The name can be anything you want, really. This particular one I'm going to use with my students this year, so I'll call it that one. Now you go to Let's Begin. First one. Here, simply all you have to do is introduce your lesson. So, for example, watch the video and answer the questions. Yeah, so something simple as that. It doesn't have to be elaborate. The introduction can be very simple and direct. Remember, typically the simpler things are, the easier they are to do for your students. Yeah, so you save that. It will give you notices saying that your draft has been saved every time you update a section. So if you do suddenly have to leave the website, you can come back and resume from exactly where you left off. Now there are different types of questions you can actually use. First is the think section. Now you can enter a multiple choice question, or you can enter an open answer question. Now one of my favorite scenes of this video is, and you can watch the video, you can magnify it here.
Yes. Supper. And all I said to my wife was that piece of halibut was good enough for Jehovah. Blasphemy!
So that scene there in particular, he says that piece of halibut was good enough for Jehovah. Now this, as a child of course, made me laugh relentlessly. I thought it was incredibly entertaining. So I want to use that particular clip as a multiple choice question. And here I'm going to create a gap fill question. So the man says that piece of something was good enough for Jehovah. Make sure you correct spelling and everything, because it is incredibly easy to make those types of mistakes. Now here is where you write the answers. Here I'm going to put beef. Here I'm going to put pork. Here I'm going to put halibut. And here I'm going to put salmon. Whilst yes, the answers are very, very basic, please remember the purpose of this is only to demonstrate how the video works. Later I will come on and make it a bit more difficult for my students. As you can see, the correct answer is C. In order to select that as the correct answer, I have to tell the system that this answer is correct. That way, when the students answer the questions themselves, it will automatically give them the correct answer. You do have the option to add more answers if you want to make it more difficult, and of course you can remove some of the answers if you don't want to do 4 or even 3. You can edit each answer and you can drag to reorder if you want to. Now you do also get the option to give them a hint, which means if they get the answer wrong, they can watch that particular part of the video where you find the answer. This took part actually at, I think it was 24 seconds. So I write here 24 seconds. And it will play this part again.
Piece of halibut was good enough for Jehovah.
So it gives them the exact moment the answer appears, which I find is useful to give them a helping hand. Once you have completed your question, you just press save, and it is registered in the system. You can also enter an open answer question. For example, why does their society consider mentioning the name Jehovah a crime? Yeah. Now what this encourages students to do is to use their own thoughts, to write their own opinions, give them a chance to investigate online if they wish to, and to actually think about the question a bit differently, rather than just choose an automated answer. By the way, you can edit all the text as you can with most other programs and Word. You can insert a link, you can insert different calculations and formulas, which I don't think you'll need to do. Then of course, you can, as I said before, you can enter as many questions as you want. The second section is dig deeper. In this part I typically ask open-ended questions similar to the previous section, but I ask the students to talk about them together and amongst themselves online on the forums or on Edmodo. Now I go to a part of the video that I want to actually focus on here.
Are there any women here today?
40 seconds.
Very well. By virtue of the authority vested in me.
Now in this part of the video, most of the crowd are females and they shout in high-pitched voices. The man, of course, reacts quite badly to that. So what I'd ask is, in the video, at 0:40 seconds, why is the man concerned about there being women in the crowd? Yeah, again, an open-ended question. Then they have to basically debate why that is relevant in that particular day and age. It leads into a big discussion and it really kind of gets the students investigating it. I actually like using these very sensitive subjects because the majority of the kids nowadays are well aware of the situation, and I also have had the situation in the past, so I like to get them to really go into it. Discuss, it's the same thing. How would society react today to such behavior, for example? Yep, this is the prompt. Here you can enter your own opinion, a bigger description. You don't have to, of course, but it helps. Again, another open-ended question. And finally, closing thoughts. Here, for the purpose of this video, I'm merely going to put thanks for watching, and when you do your own video you can do the same thing. But you can see, you can really elaborate this for your students. You can take worksheets you've done in the past, literally copy and paste them into the program, and it helps you to really, you know, save a lot of time recycling these things. Once this is finished, it's saved, you can press this button, publish. You've also got the option to preview, view a summary of the video, adjust the settings, delete the lesson, or ask for support from the website itself. In the settings menu, it allows you to check each module. You can remove any you don't wish to appear, and then you can make them appear at a later date. You can make your lesson customizable. I would always recommend doing this because as teachers we can appreciate the need to recycle each other's material over the internet. It saves us all a lot of time. And here you've got the option where you can actually make it so that your students don't need to use a TED Ed account, so you can avoid them having to set up their own TED Ed account. I do recommend you do teach them to create a TED Ed account, however, because that way you can really track their work. If you're using Edmodo, of course, they can do the exercise, they can copy their answers into Edmodo, they can copy a link to the video they actually do into Edmodo, but I've often found it easier to have all students with a TED Ed account, and you can actively see their progress as they're doing the homework or the activity. Now your particular activity, I'm not going to publish this yet, I'll do it afterwards, once I've finished it. Now your actual activity is to create a lesson yourselves. You teach different things, all of you. Some of you teach primary, some of you teach secondary, some of you teach in NVQ level. However, please understand that for this particular course, you're not required to do this with your students, as we have many teachers who teach very young learners. So instead, you're going to be doing this with your classmates. Now you can choose any type of lesson you want, but it must be in English. Okay? Create a lesson using a video of your choice. It can be aimed for primary, infant, adults, your choice. Okay? If you require any assistance, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll help in any way I can. Thanks for watching.